Hey guys, I wanted to give an update real quick while I was thinking about you all. I didn't really give an update right away. Last Friday, see, today is Thursday, and this past Friday, I went for my anatomy scan, and they wasn't able to get a clear view of like half of the scan, so I have to go back. I'll be about 25 weeks when I go back to kind of finish the anatomy scan, basically. Um, but I'm not sure if I told you guys. I think I did, but we're having a girl, and they was able to get like pictures of the brain and everything, all the measurements of the brain. Um, they wasn't able to get everything of the heart. But there is like heart activity and heartbeat and everything, but they just couldn't get like the certain, I don't know, they wasn't able to get good pictures, and they didn't get everything of the lungs. I think they didn't get like measurements of like one of the arms, one of the legs, and they didn't get a good picture of the spine. But we know from like the previous ultrasound before that, it was 2 weeks before that, they did get a good picture of the spine and the lungs and heart and everything was really, that everything looked good then. So we're not really too worried about it. Honestly, the tech that I had wasn't very good. She's really young. She literally looked like a teenager, and she barely even, like, the thing that they put on your stomach, like to do the ultrasound machine, like she barely even touched my skin. Like she barely, like, so I think that's why she didn't get good pictures, because she didn't really like touch it to my skin or like push any way. Like, so I think that might have affected the pictures. um and she didn't, like, the picture she gave us did was the worst pictures we've ever had. Um, just because you couldn't make out anything at all. You couldn't even tell there was even a baby there, and it was just like, we did get pictures of the hands, I think, and that was the only thing we could really make out. Um, but obviously, baby's doing fine, and she's been moving like crazy and kicking me harder and harder. That's another thing, is think every like few days it just feels like she's stronger and stronger, and she's kicking me harder and harder. She did say at the anatomy scan Friday, this past Friday, that the baby weighed around 12 ounces, but the ultrasound I had 2 weeks before that, they said it was around a pound. So I'm not sure, like, if it's completely accurate when she did it, because she just seemed like she didn't know what she was doing from the get-go. Yeah, it was a different. I've had, this is at the high risk doctor, and I had, geez, maybe 6, 7 ultrasounds there, and I've technically, since I was 6 weeks pregnant, I've had ultrasound every 2 weeks. So, um, either from my OBGYN or from them, like, it's every 2 weeks. So, I've had plenty of ultrasounds, and this one just didn't seem right. Like, she didn't know what she was doing. So, I'm hoping that we'll have another technician, because I don't think I've ever seen anybody this, like, twice. The same person twice. I've never seen the same person twice. That's how many technicians they have there, and at the high risk doctor. So I'm hoping I have somebody different. I really like the person I had 2 weeks before my anatomy scan. She did an amazing job. She's the one who found the gender, and she got like a lot of measurements and stuff, and like she was able to see everything, and she did a fantastic job. She had a great bedside manner, and she was like the best technician we've had there at that office. But so this anatomy scan was supposed to be the last time, my last appointment at the high risk doctor's office, and now we have to go back again. I think it's October 18th, and then I think that's a day before I'll be 25 weeks. Excuse me. So, yeah, so now we gotta wait for that, and that should be their last ultrasound, unless, they have to check something or, make sure baby's okay or something like that if something happens. But that should be our last ultrasound until, for, period, while I'm pregnant. Should be. As long as everything comes out with anatomy scan and everything. And then I go to my regular OBGYN 4 days before my my other anatomy scan, I guess you would say. He's my normal one. I haven't seen him since the beginning of my pregnancy because the office I go to, they have multiple doctors in there. And every appointment that I've went, I think every 3 or 4 weeks I've been going, they've had me meet, the first time I had to meet with a midwife, and then after that I said no more midwives, which I'm, it's okay if anybody is, likes midwives and stuff, but I don't trust the midwives that's in that office. They don't do home births or anything like that. But this midwife, everything she told me was wrong about everything. And she just seemed a little wacky. But I'm not against midwives. If you want to do that, then go for it. But it just, I didn't feel comfortable with these midwives. So, I asked to just go with the doctors, no more midwives. And so I had to meet with the other doctors that's in the office. They do it like each of my doctor's appointments, I'll see a different doctor that's in the office. So that way I can meet them. That way if they are on call and my doctor's not when I deliver, that I know who they are and I've already met them. So I kind of like that. That was kind of nice. But I made sure, when I went, my last appointment that I went there, they asked me if I wanted to see any other doctors, and I said I just want to stick with my doctor if possible. So I'm sticking with him, unless he's not available, then I'll have to see another doctor that's in the office. So I get to see him on the 14th of October. So this is the longest wait I've actually had, to wait to go to the doctor or ultrasound. So that's kind of interesting for me, which I know a lot of people only have maybe 2 ultrasounds their entire pregnancy or whatever, and it's normal for everybody, most people, but I've been used to going every 2 weeks to the doctor or to have an ultrasound or something. So it's a little different for me. I have to wait a little bit longer to get that reassurance, I guess, to make sure everything's okay. But baby is moving a lot. She seemed to be slowing down a little bit this week, and maybe because I've been I had some family that came in town. And I don't know if it's because I was busier and I did a lot. I walked the entire mall. We went into almost every store. And that's the most, I guess, exercise or physical activity that I've had since I've been pregnant. And it wore me out. But we've been very busy this week. So I don't know if I just haven't really felt baby that much because I've been super busy. But I have felt her. I do feel her every night before I go to bed, but hasn't been super strong. I think Monday night it was really strong. It was very strong. My husband was holding my belly and It made him jump like he couldn't believe how hard it was. And it hurt. um, but uh, but the last few days haven't really had a whole lot of strong ones. Maybe once in a while she'll just like do one kick out of the blue, and then maybe 2 hours later I might feel her again. But she is doing good. Obviously. Um, I think maybe because I've just been really busy, and haven't really stuck to my schedule like I have. So that might be throwing everything off a little bit. I don't know. I don't know how it works, but because she was actually moving like on a schedule. She would move in the morning and then a few times during the day. And then after I eat certain things, and like an hour or two before I go to bed, she start moving until I go to sleep. And so she was like on like an actual schedule. Like I knew when I was getting ready to feel her. And now not so much this week. So I think it's because we've been busy and everything's been thrown off a little bit. So I kind of just wanted to come on here and give you that update a little bit. So I have to go back and do the anatomy scan pretty much all over again. And I was a little nervous and shocked that they explained it to me because it's a high risk doctor, and I've had 5 miscarriages before and no live births. And because of my age and my weight, that they wanted to check my cervix, and I was pretty nervous. So they did the transvaginal ultrasound, and I didn't think you were supposed to have that after like 10 weeks or something like that. And so I was pretty nervous. She didn't like put it in like all the way or as far as like they have in the past. Just put it in just enough to see the cervix, I think. And she took like she told me that they usually just take 3 measurements of the cervix, but she ended up taking like 7 measurements of the cervix. But like I said, she acted like she didn't know what she was doing, so it made me even more nervous. I did have some cramping the rest of that day, and I was kind of nervous, but everything seems to be doing fine. She said that to expect some bleeding with that, with me being as far along as I am, because I am 21 weeks. So she said that I could expect some bleeding, that some women do bleed, and some people leaks fluid. And I haven't had any of that, so I think I'm all good. And baby's still moving, so I think everything's okay. And my cervix was closed. Everything looked good. And I think it measured 3.8 in length. So what I've read, between 3 and 5 is normal. And anything that's 2.5 and under is like a short cervix, and meaning you can give like preterm birth and some other stuff that can happen, I think. So I'm in normal range, which is good. Trying to think anything else. And she was pretty quick. Like when it came to the transvaginal ultrasound, I don't even think it took a minute, maybe a minute, but she was pretty quick. And yeah, I think that's pretty much when it comes to the ultrasound. I'm trying to think of any updates I've had. I think I had a food aversion of chicken. Every time I eat chicken, I throw it up. I think that's coming to an end. I've had some chicken, and I haven't had any problems with it. I've had I made this Southwestern 2-bean chicken soup, and I've had it the last 2 days, and I haven't had any problems. So I think the food aversion is kind of over for right now anyways. It might come back. I don't know. I haven't had any cravings. Honestly, I haven't really had a lot of like crazy cravings in this pregnancy at all. I have like just random cravings, like one day I want pancakes, or one day I want a donut, or I want green beans, or, it's just like random cravings. And like when I want it now. And so like, um, and I've been pretty good at like fulfilling those cravings. And I know a lot of people says don't give in on your cravings, but honestly, a lot of the cravings I've had is pretty healthy cravings. Started off with like all veggie cravings, like I wanted broccoli and green beans and spinach and like and then certain fruits and stuff. So most of my cravings in the pregnancy has been like healthier foods. I have craved um, some sweets in the pregnancy, but it hasn't been too bad. And I've had cravings, obviously, like, also, like, I don't know if that's why I have a food aversion of chicken. I don't know what's going on with that, but, like, I've wanted beef my entire pregnancy, and I always ate more chicken before I got pregnant than anything. And I've wanted hamburger and steak and roast and that kind of stuff a lot. Like, excuse me, like all the time. Um, so that's a little different. I have gained weight. You probably can tell in my face and my double chin. Um, I have put on some weight. Starting to get a little nervous with my weight. I'm not nowhere near where I was before I started losing weight. Like, those of you that don't know, I lost like 70 pounds like in a year or so, and then started getting pregnant, and I had 4 miscarriages last year. And I had PCOS, and because of the weight loss, it basically cured the PCOS and it was gone. And then I had this miracle pregnancy, and I'm obviously still pregnant. So that kind of like summed up my story a little bit. And anyways, I don't even know what I was talking about now. My pregnancy brain. That's another thing. Pregnancy brain is a real thing. I just lose everything. No, I don't even know what I was talking about. Oh, weight. And it was about my weight. And anyways, I've gained almost half, well, no, not even quite half of my weight back. And I have a feeling I'm going to gain almost all of my weight back before this pregnancy is done. And I know there's, like, they tell you that you should only gain, especially when you're overweight, you should only, like, gain, like, 25 pounds or something like that. But most women, they gain around 40 pounds or whatever. But there's a lot of women that can gain 60 to 70 pounds when they're pregnant. And I'm thinking I'm going to be the person that gains, like, 60 pounds or more. I don't know. My sister did. A lot of people I know that did. I'm not overeating. Honestly, there's days that I barely eat. I've only had a bowl of the 2-bean chicken soup today, and it's like 6 o'clock in the evening tonight. And then I think I had a little bit. I had a few pieces of watermelon for breakfast. So, like, I honestly haven't ate a whole lot. I know you're supposed to have a bunch of small meals through the day, and I do that sometimes. But today, I just haven't been very hungry. And it seems like when I'm not that very hungry like that, that's when I gain weight. So, yeah, I don't know. It's weird. So, anyways, I gained quite a bit of weight. I am planning on going back on my diet to lose it after the baby's born, about 6 to 8 weeks after the baby's born. I'll start going back on my diet and slowly going back into my exercise routine as the weather gets warmer, because she'll be born like probably going to be January. My due date's February 1st, but they keep wanting to change it. So I really think it's going to be in the middle of January. So I would say I would start exercising probably as it gets warmer. Maybe in April I'll start going out walking and stuff. And as it starts warming up, and then the warmer it gets, I'll be able to take her with me. So I'll kind of slowly start getting into that. And I'll obviously start easing into my diet as well. So yeah, I'm planning on losing all the weight again. We got tons and tons of baby, like, used baby clothes and stuff. Somebody that my husband works with, he knows a couple, or I think they live next door to them. They gave us tons of baby girl clothes and a few other items. And there was a bouncy seat, and I washed like the bouncy cover or whatever, and there's a couple small stains on it, but it looks like it's working its way out. I'm thinking if I wash it a couple more times, all the stains will come out of it. It kind of looks like it's just stains from storage. Maybe they had it in the garage and something rubbed up on it. It's what it kind of looked like. But like, everything's like name brand. I guess like the dad is like works for the FBI, and his wife's a nurse, and like they have like everything's super nice. Everything's name brand. They give us this not tiny, but this huge diaper bag, and it's like from Fisher Price, and it's humongous. I don't see us using that diaper bag all the time, or maybe not at all. But I think that'd be good if we go for like on a trip, or like traveling or something. That'd be a good diaper bag to take. But I don't see us using that as everyday use. It's like a duffel bag. It's ginormous. And they gave us quite a bit of stuff. So I'm very thankful for people that has given us stuff. I'm okay using used stuff. And it's nice to have that stuff to fall back on. If like, new stuff, like you don't get as much new stuff as you thought you would, or whatever. And then it's nice to have used clothes for, like, when you're at home and stuff like that, for them to spit up on or whatever, poop on and all that. And then the bouncy seat, if we do get another bouncy seat, I can have that as like to take other places, like when we go to families' houses and stuff. It's like an extra bouncy seat we can take with us, and then keep the good one here. So that's kind of my plans. I kind of have it all planned out, but we're starting to get ready to order. Tomorrow I'm going to order the wall decorations. I was going to do that a couple weeks ago and just didn't get a chance to. So I'm going to order it tomorrow. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I don't have a huge update. I've been having more backaches. I have insomnia really bad. I can't sleep. I only had 3 hours of sleep last night, and I took a little bit, kind of like a couple of naps today, but it's like more just laying down than sleeping. I might have dozed off a few times, but it wasn't like a full nap. So that's why I took like multiple. And yeah, it's like real. I'm having a real hard time sleeping. I think I need better pillows. I have like 7 pillows and a body pillow, and it's just, I think they're just getting old and flattened. And I bought the body pillow when I first found out I was pregnant, and I think I'm ready for a new one already, because it's just flattened. So I've just starting to get uncomfortable. I am huge. Everybody keeps telling me I'm huge. When I tell them my due date, they're like, really? Because you're giant. And I'm like, thanks. So I bought a bunch of maternity clothes, thinking it would get me through the winter, get me through my pregnancy. And I bought like the extra large pants, and I don't think I'm going to be able to wear those during the winter. I think I'm going to have to look for some 2X. And so I have to have the kind that goes above my belly. So if I could wear the ones that goes below, then I'd be all right. But because I can't handle that because she just sits low and it's very uncomfortable and it feels very restricted. And sometimes it even hurts. I just have to have the kind that goes above my belly. So, yeah, I think I'm going to have to go shopping again. And figured it out, but I've noticed that dresses is my best friend. I'm going to be looking for some more dresses, but it's going to be getting colder, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to wear dresses much longer. And I think that's pretty much it. So I'll let you guys go, and I will give you another update when something goes on, or after my appointments with my doctor and the anatomy scan. So see you guys next time. Bye.